Prodigy. Glad to have you guys back. Very excited. We're in a very good situation right now, as you can see. On the British pound, Swiss franc on the 1 hour chart, and very simple. I'm playing a pin bar. You see the pin bar here. And we might, to be honest with you, we might actually get stopped out during this video. Not stopped out, but my target might get triggered on this during this video actually. But as you can see up here, I have about 3 or 4 things I'd like to talk about in this video. And the first thing is to talk about the right way to trade a pin bar. As you can see, this is a pin bar, okay? So obviously this was a bearish bar that came down and closed up, that closed within the range of this bar. All right, and so that's pretty much why it's a pin bar. And it has a nose that extends below the low of the previous bar, below the low of this bar. So this wick here makes this a pin bar for those of you who are trying to become more familiar with price action. All right, so this is a pin bar, and to be honest with you, you'll see these bars everywhere on your chart. You see one here, for instance. You see one here. This is a pin bar, okay? And you know, when you're first starting to trade, a lot of times the tendency will be to look at these as basically money makers, that no matter where they are, price is going to go the opposite direction and you're going to profit. But that's not the case, okay? There are certain areas where you have to look for these pin bars, and if you get them in the right places, then they will work out beautifully. Okay, so let's start with why this is the right way to play a pin bar. The reason why this is the best way to play a pin bar is because you want the pin bar to close just above or below, but in our case, we're buying, so we want price to go up. So we want the pin bar to close just above the critical area, okay? Now, if we were selling, we would say just below, because we want it to be here. We would want it to be here. You always want it to be very close to the line, the close. You want the close to be very close to this line, and you want the tail of the pin bar to extend below the critical area, okay? The reason why you want that, okay, is because you want price to push up very quickly. Now, if the pin bar closes just above this line, then the next bar will retrace, which means it will go down a little bit, and usually it will stop right at the close, it will stop right at the critical area, this critical line here. So that's why you want to have it close very close to this line. It's kind of hard for me to put it into words, but I hope you guys see what I'm saying. You want this to close very close to this line, so that if price goes the opposite direction, it won't go the opposite direction for very long, and you can have a shorter stop loss. You see what I'm saying? So the one important thing that you have to have on your chart is this line. You have to know where a critical area is, and basically it's the nearest price flip. So you see this previous bar touch this line, so this is support, and then you go back. Okay, so look guys, we just got stopped out. That's profit, and it's pretty cool that it happened during the video, but this stuff works, okay? But listen, so you have support here, you have resistance here, and you have more resistance here, okay? That's why this is a critical zone. Now this pin bar closed just above this zone. You see that? If the pin bar would have closed above in the middle of this zone, this would have not been a good trade. Why? Why wouldn't it have been a good trade if this pin bar were in the middle of this zone? Because usually price likes to go back and touch the critical zone it just left. So if price comes back up here, usually it will want to come back down to this area and touch it. So if you enter the trade here, then you may lose this much from here to here. But since the pin bar closes close to the critical area, price doesn't have much room to go down. You see, I hope you can understand that concept. So since it doesn't have much room to go down, it has lots of room to go up. Versus if the pin bar closed here, it doesn't have much room to go up because this is the zone. You're trading in this zone. You're trading in this box. So you want to start with your price action closing at the beginning of the box. So your price action has room to run up to touch the back of the box. All right. Just look on your charts, make these boxes, and make sure that your price action is closing. I didn't say the whole bar has to be within here, because if this pin bar were up here and the low, if this part of the pin bar were actually here, then that means the close will be up here. We don't want that. We want the close to be here, which means that the tail of the price action, we want it to be extending outside of this range in this area below, and the close within this area. So you want the tail of the price action to be outside of the area below or above, depending on whether you're buying or selling, and you want the close to always be within the zone, just at the beginning. So that's the start, and then that will be the finish, like you just see here. The tail of my price action is out of this zone. It closes just within this zone, just within, not up here in the middle, but just within, very close to this line, so that price has plenty of room to move up to the top of this box. All right, which is my first trouble area. But I put my take profit here because I saw these 2-bar lows, and I knew that price would have a bit of a time trying to break through these 2-bar lows. Price respects bar lows and bar highs, guys, and it also respects closes as well. But bar lows and bar highs are good places to take your profit, and also to use as support and resistance. All right, I'm trying to keep this as simple as I possibly can, but sometimes when you're trying to explain something so simple, it can get very wordy. But I want you all to just get that gist of how to trade these when the close is very close to the critical area. And when you do this, you're gonna see that it's so much easier to manage your trade versus trying to trade the pin bar when the tail is above this critical area. If this tail were above here and the close was up here, you'll see the difference in how easy you'll see how much more difficult it is basically to trade this when this tail is within the zone. You want it to extend out of the zone. All right, so I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna let you guys run that back if you need to understand, and also leave comments. Send me an email. You can send me a message or whatever, and I'll get more specific with the questions that you all bring to me. But you know, that's pretty much the gist of how you want to play pretty much all your price action. I mean, if this was a different situation and this was a bullish outside bar, then you want the bullish outside bar's tail to also extend down here and close above here. You want it to always be like this. You want to always play your price action this way, with the close just within the zone and the tail just out of the zone. All right, so that's the right way to play a pin bar or any other type of price action. And yeah, just to you know, talk about a point that I really wanted to make, guys. What is back testing? What is back testing? I remember when I first got into trading, I was looking at a lot of different. I was on a lot of forums. I was on Baby Pips. I was on Forex Factory. I was just looking at everything that I could possibly look at to learn. And you know, one of the things that one of the more experienced members were saying in one of the forums I was looking at was, he said, make sure you always back test your trading strategy. And I was like, back test? I thought it was something, you know, very complicated or scientific or something like this. And I was just like, nah, I just want to trade, you know. But I thought I would just make it clear in this video because I think it's very important to know what backtesting is. Backtesting is pretty much trading off of old data. So there are different programs that you can actually, you see all these bars for, I don't know, the past couple days, the last few days, all the way back to April the 6th, you see that. There are certain programs out there like Forex Tester, the Forex Tester, where you can actually use the data from you can use the data from the previous days, and the program will actually give you the bars one at a time so you can practice trading. And it's so quick. Like I could if I was on Forex Tester, I could actually clear this chart completely and let it run out. I could press play, which means start the test, and I would get one bar at a time, and it would be like me trading live. And you know, trading on your demo account is good, but it takes a lot of time. But when you back test, right, which basically means you trade old information as if it were live. If you do this, you could work on your trading in what would take you a day to do, because you have to wait for these bars most of the time, one per hour or once every 15 minutes. You can get one bar every minute, but trade it as if it were a 15-minute or a 1 hour. So you will be getting all this practice within basically an hour. Like you could trade all the bars that come within a whole day in 1 hour if you're back testing. So basically back testing is just a way to test old, use old data and trade it as if it were live, and it's so much faster. It speeds up your learning curve, so you don't have to wait around all day for one bar or wait a whole hour for a bar. You could do this in a matter of minutes, and you can test out the different scenarios and really get a better understanding. So is it useful? Heck yeah, man. It is so useful, guys. I did this just even this past weekend for the first time because I didn't know what it was, but I tried it out and I learned so much within a matter of hours. I mean, I learned as much as I would probably learn in 6 months. I'm not exaggerating. If I was trading live, you got to understand that the market, you're not up all day to trade, and on the weekend the market is closed. But when you back test, you can trade whenever you want to. You can use all the data that you want to and use it as if it were live. So it doesn't matter. It was Sunday when I did this, and I was just trading information from the previous week as if it were live on a Sunday. And I learned so much about trading. It showed me that a lot of the things I was doing wasn't really good. It showed me that some of the things I was doing was really good. And it helped me to use my strategy in different scenarios at my own speed, you know. So anyways, guys, as you can see, it was so helpful to me. So I wanted to just share that with you guys. Look up Forex Tester. Look up the Forex Tester and, you know, just see what it is. Look up back testing and just see what it is, because a lot of you, it's going to speed your learning process up so much quicker than trading a demo account or even trading live. You'll learn so much within an hour. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And just to end it, look at what happened. Okay, you see this? You see this push up? This is why this is the right way to trade a pin bar, because if this pin bar closed within the middle of this, price would have just gone maybe from here, the middle of this zone, to the top. But since it closed close at the close to this, you know, this line here, it had from here to go, and that's exactly what price did. And now we're getting a nice push up. So guys, this stuff works, and back test it. Okay, use old data and trade it as if it were live, and you'll learn so much within an hour. Use all the things that I tell you about and back test it for yourself, and it's just gonna help you out so much. It's the best teacher. All right, but anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got anything out of it, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.